Hello everyone, this is PotatoLegion here. I hope you are keeping very well. There's no video today because we're going to be discussing this massive developer update for Dead by Daylight coming in the next mid-chapter patch. There are tons of things we need to go through, so let me read everything aloud. If you want to read this yourselves, there is a link down in the description. Let's not mess about and get straight into it. So the first part is just a paragraph of them introducing what's happening. Let's get straight into the Bloodweb Improvements. Who would have thought that spending too many blood points would ever be a problem? After our progression overhaul last year, many of you found yourselves spending blood points. It took forever, basically. So what they have done is they're making an automatic purchase. If you're just looking to level up your character quickly and cheaply and don't care about what you get, the news center node in the Bloodweb is perfect for you. Selecting this node will automatically purchase items until the current Bloodweb has been completed. This will prioritize the cheapest option available whenever possible, so you may want to manually purchase anything of interest, such as perks first. This can also be used partially completed Bloodwebs, allowing you to grab anything you've got your eye on first. To ensure that players familiarize themselves with the content in a Bloodweb, this button will only appear once a character has been prestiged for the first time. So you have to do your first prestige, and then you'll have this little icon right here that will allow you to automatically quickly do it. By default, you need to hold the button to purchase a node. While this can help prevent misclicks, sometimes you want to watch the blood points fly from your pocket at an alarming rate. The new option is for you. When enabled, pressing a node will immediately purchase it. This can be used in conjunction with the other options mentioned above to further speed up the spending process. So you can also do a press to buy, which makes it an instant one, so you can quickly clear your 2 mil when you have a rank reset. Right, now there is another quality of life change with the visual tear radius, a lot like mobile, where you can actually see the heartbeat, which I think you can turn on. Here is a prime example of it. I think it's very straightforward. It will highlight more red and be more visible the closer you are to the killer, which is really, really nice. And here we go. We have some examples of how it works with some colorblind settings as well, which is really neat. Another nice quality of life change there. They're actually changing Auto Haven as well. Blood Lodge can be a bit of a mixed bag depending on how the maps generate. There could be plenty of safe pallets near the center or very few, creating either a very safe zone or a dead zone. This area has also very few line of sight blockers that can make it difficult for stealthy killers to sneak up on survivors around the edge of the map. On the other hand, features several maze tiles, high walls, and pallet and or window. Clever survivors can combine these tiles to create stronger loops, making them very difficult to catch. Yep, completely right. To remedy this, we are making significant layout changes to this map. The Blood Lodge itself will now appear closer to the center of the map, breaking up line of sight and separating some of these safer loops. The maze tiles have also been separated from one another, making it more difficult to combine them together. Nice quality of life changes for these maps. Gas Haven has the long car tiles that can block off the maps. So I think they're making it so you can break it down into smaller tile chunks. These car piles will also feature potential spawn locations of pallets, which help reduce the potential for dead zones to appear. This is really nice. So they're doing some quality of life changes for these maps that they've already done sort of map reworks on. So that's really, really nice. Throughout the realm, some of these changes will spill over to the remaining Auto Haven Records maps, including new edge tiles, small tiles that run along the map's boundaries, some of which include new gameplay such as possible pallet spawn locations. Okay, cool. Looking forward to seeing it. Okay, so it seems like they've changed healing. I'm going to read this fully because this is important. There's no better way to avoid being put on hook than healing your injuries. Even if the killer is relentless, an extra health state can buy your team more time to work on gens. Having easy access to quick and plentiful heals can cause problems, particularly for high-skilled survivors who can evade the killer for quite some time. An emergency medkit alone can heal the damage done after a long chase in roughly 10 seconds. This doesn't even begin to factor in all sorts of perks and add-ons which can speed up healing even further and grant more heals before your medkit is depleted. For killers, this means that any chase that doesn't end with a hook, even if they manage to damage the survivor, can completely be undone for a matter of seconds. Keeping survivors injured and switching targets are often wise decisions, and with this in mind, we have a few changes in store for healing to make this more practical. First, healing will now take 24 seconds by default, previously 16 seconds. This will make each hit more impactful, ensuring that survivors need to spend longer to heal their wounds. Second, we have rebalanced medkits across the board. All medkits will now have 24 charges by default, allowing 1 heal before they are depleted. The different rarities of medkits are as follows. Damn, that's a massive nerf. Camping Aid Kit Common increases the altruistic healing speed by 20%, was 25%. First Aid Kit Uncommon increases the altruistic healing speed by 25%, was 35%. Emergency Medkit Rare increases the altruistic healing speed by 30%, was 50%. No longer increases the speed at which you heal yourself. Ranger Medkit Very Rare increases altruistic healing speed by 35%, was 50%. Increases skill check success zones by 10%, was 14%. Increases great skill check zones by 10%, was 15%. Lastly, we have done a pass on medkit add-ons, bringing those which were overperforming in line with the rest. Add-ons which add more charges to your medkit have also been reviewed with the new healing time in mind, though it is now impossible for a medkit to fully heal a survivor more than twice in a match. I actually really like that change. The survivors are just healing like 3 or 4 times plus, basically instantly, as I said, and now you can only do it once. It's a really nice change, and they all have the same amount of charges, which is nice. The only thing that's different is as quickly as you can heal your teammates. Perk updates. Moving on to perks, we have a bundle of tweaks for this update, targeting both meta and non-meta options. Another perk rehaul as well. This update is actually massive. Gearhead, first up. Gearhead currently reveals the aura of the next survivor to hit a great skill check after a survivor loses a health state. These conditions require quite a bit of work and luck on the killer's part to get value out of it. Gearhead will receive a slight rework. When a survivor loses a health state, Gearhead activates for 30 seconds. While active, any survivor who hits a good skill check will have their aura revealed to the killer for 6, 7, 8 seconds. This allows Gearhead to potentially provide information multiple times for each hook. Killers who efficiently catch survivors will be able to keep Gearhead activated for a good portion of the match. That's actually really nice, and this can be very good on Legion. That might be Legion's best perk. Just the amount of information you're going to get from that, from Feral Frenzy, is going to be huge. Overzealous. Overzealous grants a repair speed bonus when cleansing a totem and a larger bonus when cleansing a hex totem. Little did we know the skirmishes this would cause between the boon lovers out there. Moving forward, Overzealous will also activate when blessing a totem in addition to cleansing. We've also slightly increased the bonus to 8, 9, 10%. That's actually nuts because it's infinite. You can constantly give yourself 10% increased gen speed as long as you boon. Bear in mind, if you have time to boon, you're not in chase with the killer. So if a killer leaves you alone after a boon has been lit, you're doing a gen 10% faster. If everyone brings this, that's really nasty. Interesting change. I'm going to see how that pans out. Good survivors will be smashing out gens with that. Scourge Pain Resonance. This perk has gradually found its way back into the meta. To address this, we've given Scourge Pain Resonance a slight rework. This perk starts with 4 tokens. The first time each survivor is hooked on a Scourge hook, the generator with the most progress will explode and lose progress. We've also reduced the difference between different tiers, now 11, 13, 15%. So what, you can only use it 4 times per match. That's really, really bad. Okay, interesting. To be honest, I don't use it anyway, but that's still a really hard nerf. The Dead Hard. Okay, let's see. The Dead Hard initially fell from grace after the 6.1 update. It has steadily climbed back to being one of the most prominent survivor perks. Dead Hard already requires some precision to use, and further reducing the invulnerability window would make it too far unreliable and frustrating. Therefore, Dead Hard has also received a slight rework again. Dead Hard will activate after safely unhooking a survivor. When activated, press the active ability button while injured and running to gain the endurance status effects for 0.5 seconds, then become exhausted. Dead Hard will deactivate when it successfully protects the user from damage. This will put a damper on how often Dead Hard can be used, keeping it as a powerful reward for survivors who have earned it. So it activates after you save somebody now. That's actually really nice. That means that first chase you have with a survivor, you haven't got to worry about Dead Hard. I like that change. Just pay attention to who saved who, and then you know who's got Dead Hard ready to go. Now, hopefully this is a nerf, because Call of Brine is very irritating to go against as a survivor, but let's read it. Call of Brine quickly rose in popularity following the meta shake of last year, granting a large increase to the regression rate of gens. It's not uncommon for a generator to fully regress once Survivor is chased away. To tone its power down, we've reduced the additional regression speed to 125 at level 3, and it was 200%. Nice. That's actually a decent nerf. Overcharge, similar to Call of Brine, they've nerfed it as well. To bring it in line with the perks, we reduced the maximum regression speed to 130%, was 200. This would make it longer for the regression rate to become beneficial. So at the time, we've increased the starting regression speed to 85, was 75. I think if you still tie these two together, you're going to have a decent gen kick meta, but it's not as powerful, which is nice because the current gen kick meta is so damn stale. And they've made it so that the penalty of missing a skill check has been reduced by 1%. Okay, let's see what they've done with Circle of Healing. This is the jack of all trades of healing perks. It really is. Going forward, Boon Circle of Healing will no longer allow survivors to heal without a medkit. Instead, it will provide a 40, 45, 50% healing speed bonus to healing others. This bonus will not apply to healing done with a medkit. Additionally, the auras of injured survivors with the Boon's range will be revealed to all other survivors. That is what made Circle of Healing so annoying for Killer, is the fact that you could just run off and heal on your own with no teammate. So I actually really like that change. If you know there's a medkit and a boon lit, you've still got to worry. But remember, medkit's going to be used once. Does that mean a medkit can only heal you once within a boon, just slightly faster? We'll have to test that out. It doesn't say. Okay then, let's see what they've done for Killer updates. So we've got the Hillbilly. Start with your chainsaws and don't worry about them overheating. We've adjusted the Hillbilly's overheat mechanic to be much more forgiving. The amount of heat generated from both starting to rev and continuing to rev your chainsaw has been dramatically reduced, making the overheat mechanic almost a non-factor when used in loops and over short distances, much akin to how we used to play. Well, then just remove it. Just as before, heat would begin to dissipate as soon as the chainsaw sprints, meaning most of the heat generated from a short sprint will already be gone by the time your chainsaw is ready for another attack. The amount of heat generated while chainsaw sprinting, on the other hand, has been increased slightly, though the changes above will help counteract this. Longer sprints will cause your chainsaw to overheat quicker, so be careful to not let it overheat in an empty corner of the map. Last but not least, we've toned down the Doom engravings and Death engraving add-ons. These add-ons will provide less movement speed than before and increase heat generation further. Why would you nerf those two add-ons which make curving billies basically possible and super fun? You Billy mains, I don't know how you're going to feel about this one. The Pig. The John Wick's Medical File add-on increases the Pig's current movement speed. This add-on hasn't been performing very well. This add-on's movement speed bonus is increased to 10% with 6%. Okay, nice. The Oni. Two of the Oni's add-ons, Blackened Toenail and Bloody Slash, allow him to move faster while absorbing blood orbs, losing less ground in the process. These add-ons weren't performing as well as we'd like, so we'd given them some slight improvements. They will now increase movement speed while absorbing by 0.4 and 0.7 ms. So there's been a 0.1 ms increase. The Nightmare. The Nightmare's Sheep Block and Unicorn Block add-ons inflict blindness on survivors who trigger a Dream Snare or Dream Pallet. These add-ons weren't doing so well, so we've increased the duration of the blindness status effect and add-ons by 30 seconds. Okay, nice. The Executioner's Scarlet Egg add-on increases the duration of the Killer Instinct inflicted by Rites of Judgment by 1.5 seconds. This doesn't provide much value since the Killer's Instinct only updates in position periodically. To make it more meaningful, we've made this bonus to 3 seconds. They've doubled it. Okay. The Redhead Pinky Finger add-on can be incredibly powerful, allowing the clown to instantly down a survivor after hitting them directly with a bottle. We've previously toned this add-on down by reducing the maximum amount of bottles the clown can hold, but it seems like this downside was not enough to bring it in line with the ultra rare add-ons. Going forward, this add-on will reduce the maximum bottles held by 3 was 2. Damn, another nerf to clown. Interesting. Well, his add-on. Bright Light Interactions removal. When Dead by Daylight was first released, only 3 killers were in the game. It wasn't unreasonable to bring a toolbox just in case you faced off against a trapper or a flashlight to burn the Wraith when it was a 1 in 3 chance. But as the killer roster has grown, these mechanics have started to feel out of place. The majority of killers do not have any interaction with survivor items, leading to the ones that are feeling unfairly punished by something beyond their control. In the past, we removed the ability to sabotage a trapper's bear traps to elevate this issue. In this update, we'll be removing flashlight interactions with various killer powers. Since some of these interactions aren't very well known, we'll quickly run through them. No way. This is actually insane, and being able to burn a Wraith is so fun as Survivor, but playing Wraith, it's absolute pain. There you go. You can no longer burn the Wraith. The Nurse is the same. You can't burn her either. You cannot get rid of crows anymore. And Hag, damn, that's an insane buff on Hag. Honestly, sometimes the only way to counter her is to do that. But let me read it just in case I'm missing something. Arguably most impactful, flashlights have long been the sole counter to Hag's traps. Not only could they reveal the aura of nearby traps, the shining flashlight trap could destroy it. Removing the flashlight effect from Hag's power is a little trickier since it would leave survivors with no option but to set off traps and risk the Hag teleporting to it. To ensure that this doesn't make the Hag too oppressive, we're adding the ability to wipe away a phantom trap. In order to do so, survivors will need to spot the trap, crouch over it to avoid setting it off, and then perform a several second-long interaction to clear it. While this will allow all survivors to clear traps, it will now be much more difficult and time-consuming to do so. Additionally, this prevents a survivor with a flashlight from destroying the Hag's trap mid-chase. She needs some sort of counter to her traps, like, other than just tripping it, because a good Hag will just absolutely body a team if there's nothing to counter it. So I actually do like this change. I think it's fair. And good hags won't really care, but you know, the camping hags will have something to counter against them. Okay, so much to go through. The Deep Rift and Beyond. Last year, a deeper level of the Rift was revealed, allowing players who had already reached tier 70 to go above and beyond and continue progressing to earn alternative versions of outfits. Starting with the Tools Tournament mid-chapter update, the Deep Rift will feature unique visuals to better differentiate the bonus Deep Rift tiers from the regular Rift. As for tomes, you may notice a new trend emerging when most recent chapters lore is expanded in the following tome. It's no coincidence. This is something we'll be doing for the new original chapters moving forward. This will allow us to expand further on the most recently introduced characters' lore in a more natural and exciting way. Licensed chapters, meanwhile, may be an exception to this. While we would love to expand upon their stories, as we have done in the past with the likes of Ghostface and Bill, licensed characters come from a franchise of their own with their own stories to tell. Therefore, the tomes following licensed chapters may feature existing original characters instead. If you've been waiting to learn more about your favorite characters for the years past, don't worry, they won't be forgotten. Older characters will still be featured throughout new tomes as minor characters. Okay, there you go. There is so much in this update. The burnt stuff is huge, especially for Wraith and Hag. The add-ons are okay, but the big one is Billy's changes are very interesting. The healing medkit nerf is absolutely huge. Dead Hard nerfed again. Pretty crazy. Overzealous is going to be quite useful now. Scourgic Pain Resonance is basically gob. You only get 4 uses out of it. Just seems pretty bad. Gearhead is now going to be really nice on killers that can injure people quickly, like Legion. Really, really nice. Nice changes to the Orhaven range, the heartbeat stuff for quality of life, really cool, and the Bloodweb changes, another neat quality of life. Overall, a really cool update, looking forward to it. No more medkits in matches, I see them all the damn time at my MMR. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this update. Is it an S tier update? Is it a bad update? Let me know your favorite part of the update, and let me know your worst part of the update. I will be reading some comments. If you want to catch me live on stream, I'm currently playing Resident Evil 4, but I will be playing more DBD, especially when this chapter comes out, because I'm looking forward to the changes. Anyway, guys, there'll be a proper video on Sunday for you lot to enjoy, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Take care. Peace out.